Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Cheddar and today we are creating our zoo entrance. Initially this video was going to be focusing on our zoo entrance as well as the gift shop, but I felt like it was much better just to start with our zoo entrance. In our next episode though, we will be completing our gift shop. And be sure to stay till the end of the video so you can meet our 4 new Quokkas. If you're interested in viewing prior episodes of my EcoLife zoo, be sure to click the card above. Now, with all that being said, let's get right into the build. So to begin with, I was mainly trying to figure out a layout for our entrance. Initially, I was playing around with different wall placements and was just struggling to come up with a design I liked. After playing around with the layout, I ended up actually drawing a design on just a scratch sheet of paper, and that really helped me. I will be very real in saying I cut a lot of that struggle out, but just know it was there. Alright, so at the entrance, I place an information center to act as our ticket booth. When the game is unpaused, it looks as if the people are queuing up to get tickets, and in my opinion, it just really adds to the realism. So from here, I added a box in the middle of our entrance to separate, for lack of better words, the entrance of the zoo and the exit. In the future, I want to take this 2x1 space and make it appear as if there is a ticket kiosk. Essentially, a ticket kiosk is an area where a person can purchase tickets without having to interact with our staff. So as you can see from here, I began building up our walls so I could have a better idea of how the area would actually be laid. This is the most satisfying part for me because it actually shows me, hey, your idea is coming along and you're doing great. In truth, when I'm starting a build, I don't have a lot of confidence with the design until it's actually complete. And basically, I'm telling you this to say that if you have a build idea, just go for it. If you're like me, you won't feel confident until you actually see the final product. After building up the walls, I created this awesome come back soon design. This wall it felt so bare until I actually added this nice touch in. I also got an absolute kick whenever I put this tiny little please on the sign. I just found it so funny, and I really hope you guys do too, because I was rolling on the floor laughing, all of the things whenever I did it. So after adding in that sign at the exit of our building, I added this brought to you by Cheddar Pot Pie Plays at the very entrance, and I feel like it's just such a good plug, I can't lie. I kind of ate with that one. So as a nice tip of the day, when placing down text in your game, you can easily line up your text by doing the following. So you take your initial letter, so here I chose B. After placing this down, hit the duplicate and advance move. From here, you can go ahead and click your next letter. For me, this was O, and all you have to do is drag it and it'll perfectly line up with your prior letter. And while I'm at it, if you need to pick up multiple items, simply just hit your shift key while clicking whichever items you need to pick up, and it'll group them together. So from here I created a custom education board for the entrance of our zoo. This idea was inspired by Dan XG, who is a creator here on YouTube. He specifically used this in his Highland Zoo, and when I saw this, I just thought it was so clever and we needed it in our zoo. Dan is currently one of my top creators to watch when looking for inspo, so if you're interested, check the description for a link to his channel. While you're at it, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Y'all, please ignore my shameless plug. But anyways, so from here, I began adding in the roof for our building. I just went in with a plain flat roof because 1, I did not want to sit here for 10 years trying to come up with some clever design, and 2, this flat roof just fits perfectly with our Quokka habitat roof. I'm sure y'all can tell, but I much prefer a more modern build style. Now, my question for y'all is, should we stick with this modern design throughout our zoo or have different themed areas throughout our park? So for example, in our African themed area, should we have a more modern build style or use our African themed build items? Let me know your thoughts down below. So now from here, I added a zoo entrance gate. The idea was our guests would go through our ticket counter, then scan their ticket at the actual entrance gate to enter the zoo. Along with this, I also deleted the base game entrance because we just don't need her anymore. So next I added this precious little sand cat underneath my not so subtle plug and began working on the zoo sign. For this sign, I really just wanted something quite basic. I also began adding, you guessed it, trim. For now, feel free to just sit back and watch, and I will be back whenever we start on the foliage. Okay guys, I'm back. I know you missed me. So from here I began working on the foliage at the entrance of the zoo, and when I'm filling in areas with foliage, I normally just start with a particular grass, then build up from there. For this area, I mainly wanted to use grass and foliage because the zoo is, well, it's in a grassland biome, you know. So I started with buffalo grass and added in some nettle and hosta to make the area feel more full. I also added in wall trim around the barriers to make the area feel more complete. After I built up these areas with the wall trim, I ended up moving on to the building and I started adding, you guessed it, wall trim to the building. Now, of course, there's not a lot that I can say about the wall trim. I literally just added it everywhere where it just didn't feel complete. For now, I'm just gonna let y'all watch the time lapse and I will be back very soon. Now, I just want to start this off by saying thank you for sticking around for this long. It really keeps me motivated to continue making content. And now, it's time to introduce you to our 4 new Quokkas. So, our first new Quokka is Tucker. Thank you to Inori Crown 1066 for your comment. You are so sweet and I'm so glad you're enjoying my content. Along with this, our second new addition is Lewis. When I first saw the name, it reminded me of the Lewis Halloween decoration from Target, and it made me giggle a bit. Our third new Quokka is Potato. I gave her this name just because she gives potato energy. And to finish us off is Chai. If you have any suggestions for our future animals, be sure to leave them in the comments. Once again, thank you so much for staying till the end of my video. In the next one, we'll be building our gift shop. If you guys would like to stay tuned, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Alright, I will see you all in the next one.